Mark Zuckerberg coming out and being like, hey, guess what? We got a new chief in town, and so we're going to blow with whatever the way the wind is blowing. So we talked about this yesterday extensively with Razor, but I wanted to give you the opportunity. Blabs, did you say that Mally made a video about this as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay. Then by all means, Mally, what do you have to say about this whole censorship rebuke?
Oh my
That's
gosh.
happening over on
I just thought
X?
it was so ironic that the same guy who claimed he wasn't censoring people suddenly is coming out and saying he'll stop censoring people. And it's so fun that he's lining it up with the presidency. So it really just shows that that pendulum is so real. People are like, oh, I've heard so many people say things about how the economy now is really because of the president before. That shit's stupid, okay? It's very current and very affected. Day one, he can be making decisions. At noon on January 20th, he can be making decisions. And let me tell you, if this kind of shit with Zuckerberg is not evidence that that man has influence on the rest of the world, all of the changes that have happened since the moment the election was decided, certified recently, but I mean decided back in November, the rest of the world sees what's happening. And Zuck just wants to be on the right side of history, which is so funny. I'm not going to forget it. I got my whole account suspended because I was posting other people's stuff. You know, you can repost stuff on your story. I was posting other people's stuff on my story, and I got my account suspended on Instagram for like a full 30 to 60 days a few years ago. And no emails, no contact, no place of, point of contact. And that certainly does not mean that there wasn't inappropriate shit on his platform. He was just censoring the things that he didn't want to hear or his people didn't want to hear. I had all kinds of inappropriate stuff still being flooded into my feed. And it was awful. And I would report every single thing I could see. But I guess this isn't going to change anything. It's just going to make his ass be not in the line of fire from everyone else who's upset right now. Because I think free speech has become kind of the biggest topic right now.
Well, the free speech aspect of this is the idea that free speech in America is a topic to discuss, period, is amazing. Right. Oh, and there was a lot of things that he said that if he hadn't had the actions that he had over the past 4 and 5 years, you'd be like, yeah, but this is very clearly a business decision, and it's definitely not a morality play by any means.
Oh, no. His PR team is working overtime to help him make that video, to dress him and convey him and put the right lighting on him to make him look like he's really reaching out to his audience. No, you're the one that literally made people stay uninformed about COVID and all of these things that were going on. You are the result. You are the cause of the results that we have seen, the tidal wave of results that we've seen of people missing out on vital information over the last few years. So no, he knows that he's the head of one of the biggest social media platforms, and he uses that for evil. What is that one episode of Family Guy where Brian discovers that the rich dad actually does have the cure for cancer, but he's not going to give it because it's more lucrative to... Yeah, that's Zuckerberg. That's Zuckerberg.
Right, 1,000%. Well, my brother he's a musician, and he's been very outspoken about a lot of things that have happened really since COVID. And he's been quick to point out just kind of the hooray nature of everybody since this has come out. He posted this yesterday over on X. Zuckerberg, yes, it was me who slashed your tires before you got into the car wreck, but honestly, it was the knife's fault. Moving forward, I'll start using a more dull blade. And then people, oh yeah, it's an incredible win. Congratulations.
Yeah.
The seal clapping.
Yeah.
And there's more to this as well as he's not the first person to come out and really kind of change their stripes in the last couple months. We've seen, he also said it took Chris Cuomo joining Newsmax for people to forget the tremendous amount of propaganda he pushed on CNN during COVID. It took Whitney Cummings 60 seconds on CNN New Year's Eve for people to forget she pushed vaccinated mask-only shows. It took Mark Zuckerberg 5 minutes on social media for people to forget he censored life-saving information during COVID and interfered with the U.S. election. Is it no amnesty for these people, or is it forgive and forget as long as they say what you want to hear?
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
So it's interesting to kind of see the pendulum swinging back and forth and people hopping on that pendulum on the way back.
Yeah.
Do you think that anything will actually come from this, though? Do you think that will it swing almost too far back, or is there even a too far back to swing to? I don't know.
Right? I feel like considering right now we're debating, whether or not child should be present on these
Oh my
platforms and all
God.
of these awful things. No, I don't think there is a too far to swing in the other direction. Too far just means safe. And the only way that I think it starts going too far in the other direction is I feel like what is it? Earlier this week, Elon was saying something about how he wants more positivity on X, and I know that had a huge pushback from the conservative audience being like, well, we want to be able to say all the negative shit we want. That's not free speech. And it's like, okay, so where's the line, people? When are we going to agree that we want to spread more positivity in the world and you don't need to just be a rain cloud all the time? But yes, you should also be allowed to talk about what you want. He's now going to be affecting the algorithm. And now Zuck's just jumping on that same train with, oh, we're going to do a more community note style. Yeah, real original, dude. None of your at Facebook and Instagram are the least original things in the world. The only reason that they're the most used is because they're some of the oldest. But they literally stole Snapchat. They stole that when they implemented stories. They stole TikTok when they implemented Reels. Like, they are unoriginal from the get-go. The only thing that Instagram ever was like a slightly more nuanced Facebook. You can post pictures, you can share shit with your family. That's like one of the number one content creator advice things is like, what platforms should you be on? You should be on the ones that your fans spend a lot of time on. And where do they spend a lot of time? Looking at their friends, their family, and the things they care about. So Instagram became one of the higher up ones. And he knows that. And he rides that wave. And it's why he's okay censoring people. I have another account on Instagram that I only shit post on, and it's never been censored. And I do not understand that. But my main page that has all my main followers and all of my nice, frilly, fun stuff, once in a while I'll post something a little edgy, censored immediately. So it's all about reach. It's all about, oh, this is the one that's getting attention. This is the one they care about. So we're going to make sure to shut this one down. I mean, Elon's setting a standard and everybody else is just following in line. Zuck's doing what he always does and he's just ripping off other people's ideas. He's not original.
He's a smart guy. I think it was Asmongold who said like this is survival of the fittest, or he's just essentially doing what he can to to kind of go with whatever it is, because this is a business decision 100%.
Yeah.
He knows that ultimately the more people that have the opportunity to speak, the more money he has the opportunity to make.